Fast snacks, fast food, fast reviews. Snack Masters Inc., a podcast served to you in 30 minutes or less.
Snack Masters Incorporated. Snack Masters. Snack Masters. You'll be snacking with the Snack Masters. Snack Masters. Snack Masters. Snack Masters.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Snack Masters Incorporated. I'm Dooner, here with the man who is not Ida Homely. It's MSG! MSG, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, yeah. How are you doing?
Doing good. Is that a big diss in there? Do you call, each other Ida Homely in Idaho?
No, that must be for people that aren't from Idaho. I've never heard that one, but I like it.
I'm always trying to think of a new superlative for you, and I don't know.
No, you do great.
Hey, MSG, have you ever sold Girl Scout cookies?
Sold them? No, I'm not no.
Oh, okay. You never know. You could have done like a bosom buddies kind of thing. You might have thought you'd be better as a brownie or a Girl Scout than a Cub Scout.
No, I can't say that I have. You?
Well, I mean, it's 2018, but so maybe now that could happen, but that definitely could not have happened back in the 70s or 80s. So definitely not. But no, I haven't either. I was a Cub Scout, though. I did things like the Pinewood Derby. Were you a Cub Scout? Did you ever get any badges, or were your kids Cub Scout or Girl Scouts?
No. I remember there was some little kind of offshoot organization that I participated in, much like the Boy Scouts. It was through the church we went to when I was a kid. But yeah, I think they kind of structured it like that. So I did some of the, badges and camping and stuff like that. Yeah.
You guys just have like militias out there? That was Michigan, right? They had the Michigan militia.
Yeah, that's what. Maybe it was. Maybe I was just indoctrinated early, and I wasn't aware of what was going on at the time. But yeah, I was thinking back. There was probably some red flags.
Are you familiar with like the Pinewood Derby? That's when you cut a block of wood into a race car.
We did that. Yeah, that was actually one of the activities we did. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was so excited to join the Cub Scouts because I'd seen this episode of Punky Brewster where. For the Cub Scouts or Girl Scouts, they had to build like a, what do you call like the bigger racers? Because when I was doing the Cub Scouts, I thought the Pinewood Derby was like the actual race car you sit in, but instead it was just like, it was one you went down the track. I remember being highly disappointed by that.
No, I think those are called box cars, soapbox derby.
I thought soapbox was something you stand on Facebook.
Well, yeah, but they have a derby out of those that they put, wheels on, and it's more of a platform for racing than espousing an opinion.
Did your militia have that, or was it just like archery, knife use, survivalism?
No, we never did the soapbox derby.
My niece, she may be a brownie. I'm not sure if she's a brownie or a Girl Scout. I should have clarified that with her because I know that both of them can sell Girl Scout cookies. She's in first grade, so perhaps she does. So we're going to go to an interview with her really quick. I caught up with her the other day when I was getting the Girl Scout cookies for her. She gave me some great information. So roll the tape. I'm here with Snack Master Liv. She's a Girl Scout in the first grade. You sold me my Girl Scout cookies. Have you tried any yourself? What was your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
None of them.
Okay, you gotta pick one.
Okay, fine. Girl Scout s'more.
You like the Girl Scout s'mores? That was your favorite flavor. Oh, and Snack Master Dill's here. Snack Master Dill, what was your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I only tried Thin Mints.
Okay, you're not being very helpful. Snack Master Liv, so how many boxes of Girl Scout cookies did you sell?
At least 40.
At least 40 boxes. And how much does a box cost? $5?
Yeah.
So you raised over $200 for the Girl Scouts. What was your best seller?
Caramel Delights.
Caramel Delights. How many boxes of those did you sell?
I don't know.
You don't know? And what's the most popular one at school?
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot? What is thanks a lot?
It's a cookie.
Okay, it's a cookie. There you go. Thanks a lot. Most popular one in first grade. All right, well, she didn't seem that enthusiastic about selling the cookies, and I'd never heard of thanks a lots before. Have you ever had a thanks a lot? I don't have them in my stack of cookies. According to her, that's the most popular cookie in the first grade.
Wow. No, I've no. That's a new one on me. Never had the thanks a lots.
Well, man, Girl Scout cookies, here's a little background on them in case you don't know. They've been around for over 100 years now. The first year the Girl Scouts sold them was 1917 to raise funds. As of 2007, in Wikipedia, I mean, they haven't updated this in 10 years, but they sold 200 million boxes per year as of 2007. I'm assuming that's increased as population has. And Girl Scout cookies, they're a little bit like a pyramid scheme, right? Because you go and you join the Scouts, and then you buy all these cookies, then you have to sell them to relatives, friends, and neighbors. Again, you haven't been a Girl Scout, so I guess you're not familiar. And I should have asked my niece this, but do you have to pre-buy the cookies, or does your troop just have a surplus of them that you just go and pick up? I wonder what the back-end logistics behind is.
There's no way they could just, make the kids show up and buy hundreds of dollars of cookies and then go make their money back with that's not how it works, is it?
Police are searching for a cookie monster who allegedly stole from this Girl Scout. Lana Archer and her mom, Laura, were selling the popular Caramel Delights, shortbreads, and of course, Thin Mints outside a grocery store in California when someone wanted to buy 5 boxes for $25. The 9-year-old brownie trooper was handed a $100 bill to pay for them, and she gave the customer $75 in cash. Turns out the bill appeared to be a fake.
My gut said don't take it, but then my other side of me said, but we're the Girl Scouts, who would do that?
Bet the actors at the Oscars didn't pay for Chris Rock's cookies with counterfeit cash.
I don't know. Because that would sound like a pyramid scheme. It would be like you were selling like Mary Kay, or what is that, Beachbody or something of that effect, or where you just try and pawn these things off on your friends. There was a girl named Elizabeth Brinton, also known as the Cookie Queen. She sold 18,000 boxes of cookies in a single season.
What?
And more than 100,000 boxes in her lifetime as a Girl Scout.
Wow.
She's known for selling cookies to sitting President Ronald Reagan. I mean, this girl must have been connected, right?
Yeah, you don't do that on your own. No way.
Well, there's another girl who came around in 2014, Katie Francis. This girl's 12 years old. And she said, screw that 18,000 number. I'm going to beat it. And I don't know if it took HGH or whatever to do it, but she broke the home run record. She got 18,107 boxes.
Wow.
How are you doing that? But you must be able to sell to a big office building, or I don't know, rich dad buying all that. Not to take away from Katie Francis here. I'm sure she did a great job. But then this other girl, Charlotte McCord, in 2017, she's from New Jersey, and she sold exactly 25,000 boxes.
Those are some staggering numbers there, Dooner. I don't know how that's possible.
Girl Scout cookies cost $3.50 to $5, and mine costs $5, which apparently is like an all-time high, or it reached the all-time high. I guess most people usually are paying between $3.50 and $4.50. I guess in Massachusetts, cost of living is more expensive, so I got to pay $5 a box of Girl Scout cookies. But the good news is that 70% of the proceeds stay in the local Girl Scout Council to support the Girl Scout troops. The revenues are used to pay for events and activities for the Girl Scouts, maintenance of Girl Scout councils, all those kind of good things. So when you buy the Girl Scout cookies, they come with a good cause. They are intentionally kept offline so that the girls themselves can go out and sell them. So I think that one of the allure of the Girl Scout cookie is just the fact that they're scarce, right? They're hard to find. There's only like 1 month out of the year, and you have to be at the grocery store at a certain time or have a relative selling them to even get access to Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, it's like the Nintendo marketing scheme that everybody goes after, is they just drive down the supply and clamor for them, man. Yeah,
so are you hypothesizing that if Girl Scout cookies were sold all year round, they would sell less than 200,000 boxes or whatever it is?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, the scarcity makes them more valuable, and they'd have to knock down the price if they're going to sell them. That's quite a bit for a box of cookies.
Speaking of sales, I got some numbers on here in terms of the popularity of them. The number one, and would you like to guess which one this is? I feel like this one's pretty easy. It's kind of a no-brainer.
The tag-along?
No, not even close.
Samoa?
Not even close. Thin Mints. The second bestseller is Samoas, which are also known as Caramel Delights. And I remember back maybe about 10 years ago on the internet, there was like a right-wing hoax that they had changed the name from Samoa to Caramel Delight out of political correctness. That's completely false. The truth behind that is there's actually 2 bakeries that sell Girl Scout cookies. There's ABC Bakery and LBB Bakery. So they still actually are called Samoas if you buy them from the LBB Bakery, and they're Caramel Delights from ABC. The box that I have is Caramel Delights.
Yeah, see, that's what they'd like you to think. Conspiracy.
Oh, you're part of the right-wing conspiracy? You think that the Samoan people got offended by having a delicious cookie named after them in tribute?
Wake up, sheeple. Yeah. Wake up. wake up.
Third one is the peanut butter sandwich, also known as Do-si-dos. Then they got peanut butter patties, also known as tagalongs, lemonades, shortbread ones. Those are also known as trefoils. Those are kind of the most boring ones. They're like a shortbread cookie that's shaped like the Girl Scout logo. And then we got Thanks-a-Lots, Girl Scout s'mores, and Trios rounding out the currently available Girl Scout cookies.
Apparently where your niece goes to school, the Thanks-a-Lots have just jumped up to number one, huh? What are they? What is the Thanks-a-Lot? Describe that cookie.
Yeah, I asked her too, and she just said it was a cookie. So I had to look it up myself. It was a shortbread cookie dipped in fudge with a thank you message across the top. It looks like a really boring cookie to me. They're new, though. I think they came out last year, so maybe that's why there's been such a surge in popularity. They're only at 6% of total sales on here. And just to give you an idea, the Thin Mints are at 25%, so there's 19-point difference between the sales of the two. So that's a substantial shift this year to the first grade. Take note of that if you're buying Girl Scout cookie futures.
Okay.
I bought a number of these. I got the Thin Mints. I got the Samoas, aka the Caramel Delights. I got the peanut butter sandwiches, also known as the Do-si-dos. I tried these lemonades, which I had never heard of before, and I tried the s'mores. And an interesting thing about the s'mores is I looked these up too, because these are newer ones. Not only is there two different bakeries naming these things, but one of the bakeries makes their s'more completely different from the other one. The ones I have are chocolate covered with graham cracker on the other side, and the other bakery makes them with the graham cracker on the outside and some chocolate and I guess marshmallow frosting on the inside. I haven't tasted them. I have no idea, but yeah, completely different cookie from a different bakery. I'm not sure if the spec sheet got screwed up or what, but and I kind of wished I got the other ones, but we'll get to that when I get to those, because I'm going to start out with the Thin Mints, man. You've had a Thin Mint before, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Now, these are great. These are the classic. What I always did as a kid, we would take, a sleeve of these, put a sleeve in the cupboard, a sleeve in the freezer, because these, like a lot of chocolate items, are really good frozen. They took the trans fat out of these in the mid-2000s, and here you get 4 cookies, 160 calories, 7 grams of fat, 11 grams of sugar. And interestingly enough about these, with the two different bakeries, these are made slightly differently too, the layout of the chocolate. If you have it from the bakery that I have it from, which I believe is ABC Bakery, there's a bit more chocolate on here, and the cookie seems to be a little bit thicker than the ones from LBB. When I was growing up as a kid, I had the LBB ones, so these ones are relatively new to me. Let's give them a bite. Let's see how they hold up. It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They taste the same. They taste the same as I remember them. Maybe a little bit thicker. I'm not sure. They're relatively good. You've definitely had Thin Mints before, right? Is it one of your favorites? Is it in your wheelhouse?
I've had them before, and I think, they make the Keebler grasshopper flavor, which, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty similar. They're not my favorite. I like the Samoas better, but, they're okay. I have a tough time throwing down $5 for a box of cookies.
Well, you're supporting a Girl Scout troop, so, I mean, there's a bit of altruism in there.
Is there?
I know that may not be in your vocabulary, but... So these are pretty good. I can see why these are number one. It's been a strong, consistent flavor. When you look at this list of Girl Scout cookies, there's been nearly like 100 of them. A lot have been rotated out, but the Thin Mints have been untouchable for, I think, as long as they've been around. And you are right about that grasshopper thing. These were made by a division of Keebler Bakery for a while. So the Thin Mints and the grasshopper shared a very similar recipe. The next one you mentioned is the censored name Samoas, which is not true. That's a scary thing about reading articles on the internet too, because I believed that for a while. I was like, oh man,
thanks, Obama.
Samoas? Why were Samoan people offended by a delicious cookie? A vanilla cookie topped with caramel, sprinkled with toasted coconut, and laced with chocolatey stripes. I mean, what more could you want? You mentioned that this one is your favorite, correct?
That is, yeah.
Well, in these bad boys, you get 2 cookies for 130 calories, 6 grams of fat, 12 grams of sugar. I think a lot of these are going to end up being pretty comparable for what a serving is. Let's see how these hold up too. And again, I think when I lived in New York, when I was a kid, when I remember, I don't know, that's where my memory's been formed of Girl Scout cookies, and I hadn't had them a long time since then. I think that they were doing the LBB bakery out there, or whatever bakery was in the 80s. Yeah, I remember these being a little bit chewier, like the caramel and the coconut being, like you'd kind of pull like a nice cheesy pizza when you bit into the cookie. And this one, it's not necessarily crunchy, but it cuts pretty evenly with your teeth. This one's your favorite. What makes it your favorite, Marty?
I just like the combination. I like the caramel in there, and I definitely like the coconut on top. And maybe it's because there's not a mimic that you can buy off the shelf that I know of. Again, the scarcity of it. You can only have them every once in a while. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's like the Puxawani Phil of cookies. Going back to Thin Mints. The Thin Mints, because I didn't give them a rating, I would give Thin Mints not frozen a 6 out of 10, frozen a 7 out of 10. The Caramel Delights, aka Samoas, I would give an 8 out of 10. They're nice. And one thing to note here too is, oh man, I was going to say they use sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup, but I just got a little bit further down the ingredients, and sure enough, there is the high fructose corn syrup. So, these aren't non-GMO. These aren't anything like that. They are certified green on palm oil, though. So, yeah, got that going for them. Now, these ones are really good, too. These ones are probably tied with me with the Samoas, or the peanut butter sandwich, also known as do-si-dos.
Okay.
Are you familiar with these ones? It's a crispy and crunchy oatmeal cookie with creamy peanut butter filling. And that's interesting. I never noticed that this was an oatmeal cookie on here before. I always thought it was a peanut butter cookie.
Yeah, I've had them. I don't remember them. It's been so long, but I know I've had the peanut butter offering from the Girl Scouts.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at this box a little bit closer, and if you look near the nutrition label on the bottom left, they actually list the bakery that made these on here. And it does match up to what Wikipedia said. Peanut butter sandwich is made by ABC Bakery. Sure enough, that's what these are. It's similar to another butter, I guess. It's two cookies with the peanut butter in the middle. Solid cookie. Actually, now that I know that this is oatmeal cookie, I'm going to try the top cookie itself without any peanut butter. Let's see how that goes. Maybe it's because it's just been sitting with peanut butter on it, but I mean, it doesn't really taste oatmeal-y to me at all. It tastes like peanut butter, so that's a big surprise that they're calling this an oatmeal cookie. But I'll try the whole thing now. Yeah, I mean, these are awesome. Even better with a glass of milk. They do get a little dry, especially with the peanut butter in there. But if you dip these for I don't know, some cookies you dip in milk and, within 2 seconds, they start breaking apart. These, I think you can do a decent 3-second dunk on. You don't want to go much longer than that, but you do a 3-second dunk, 2.5-second dunk, take it out, throw it in your mouth, you're all set. These are pretty much tied with the Caramel Delights to me. Next time I'm buying Girl Scout cookies, I would probably get a box of each and maybe leave some of the rest of these on the table.
So what are your top two?
Well, so far, I still got these lemonades and the s'mores to go, but so far, my top two are the peanut butter sandwiches. Oh. And I got these Caramel Delights. The other ones here, these are newer ones because I had been out of the Girl Scout cookie game for a long time. I didn't know anybody who was selling Girl Scout cookies. I don't know. I think my social anxiety is too high to just buy them off a person with a stand on the street. Although they're really rare to run into. Usually they'll be at a grocery store and I just won't have cash on me. They'll be set up in front.
Yeah, they need to get one of those little card readers somehow.
Well, according to Wikipedia, they do have one now, so they can take your credit card from you.
There you go.
Although I paid cash this time. Oh no, I didn't. My mother bought them for me. Thanks, Mom. Well, the next one here, these are lemonades. So this completely diverts from the path here. This is a fruity cookie that they've put out. I've never had a fruity Girl Scout cookie before. They've all been, a chocolate or peanut butter based. I've even had those shortbread ones. I don't know when these lemonades came out. It's savory slices of shortbread. They're refreshing, tangy lemon flavored icing on the bottom. It's a round cookie. The cookie itself is shaped like a lemon wedge, and it's about the size of a lemon wedge too, just to help you visualize this. And then I don't know if I've had lemon chocolate. You get 2 cookies here, 150 calories, 7 grams of fat, 9 grams of sugar. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a bite. That's solid. You know what this would go really well with? Some green tea. Do you ever do it British style? Have some tea and cookies?
No.
No? Do you ever have coffee and cookies?
I only drink coffee in the morning, so no.
All right, well, do you like fruity cookies? I know that when we did the Oreos, you were not really a fan of the apple pie ones that you got. Do you think that something like a lemonade cookie would interest you?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it that they're good. I don't think I'd rush out. That seems like a pretty small market that they're trying to hit there. People that go for lemon shortbread cookies.
It pairs surprisingly well. I know that they do a lot of the shortbread, and I guess the thank yous are a very similar thing. It's just the shortbread dipped in chocolate with the chocolate bottom. And I've had a lot of cookies like that before, or with a vanilla cream on it. Seems like a very sort of typical blase blah take on a cookie. Shortbread to me is, it's kind of boring. Mm-hmm. But this lemon zest on the bottom, it really does kick it up a bit. This one, 7.5, man, this may be worth revisiting. The last one I got here is s'mores. Now, when you were in the militia, did you guys eat a lot of s'mores around the campfire?
Yeah, when we could get our hands on chocolate, when they'd smuggle chocolate into the area, we'd ration it out and we'd make s'mores, yes.
Is there a particular brand of chocolate or graham cracker or even marshmallow you'd gravitate towards, or just any port in a storm when it came to s'mores?
Well, I think the standard would be Hershey's, right? They make them like the little squares you can bust off. And I mean, lately I've gotten a lot more creative when I do the campfire, with the Reese's peanut butter cup, and they have the different flavored marshmallows, stuff like that. But
oh, you make a Reese's peanut butter cup s'more?
Oh yeah. So good.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, when I was a kid, you're right. There was like Hershey and then there was like generic knockoff Hershey. The chocolate aisle was pretty limited. Maybe there was like Godiva if you went to a slightly nicer convenience store or drugstore. But, real high-end chocolates were kept to like boutique stores. And now I wouldn't really even think of buying Hershey's chocolate anymore unless I was reviewing it because, well, most of their chocolate's not even chocolate anymore.
And not even for a s'more? What do you do for a s'mores? Like a Dove bar or something? What do you...
I don't gravitate towards sweets that much. So I'm more of a salt and vinegar and sour kind of sweet kind of guy. I don't like chocolate that much. So I never really make s'mores.
Oh, man.
But if I were to, I just had this cacao dark chocolate. Is that how you say cacao?
Yeah.
Cacao? I'm not sure. From Trader Joe's, but that was pretty good. I might consider using that.
Huh.
But either way, so this s'more here, as I mentioned, there's two different bakeries. So the ABC bakery, they make these ones with the graham cracker chocolate covered. And it's really disappointing. I'm snapping in half because there's supposed to be, marshmallow is supposed to make a s'more. And there's like the thinnest layer ever of marshmallow. There's already a thin layer of chocolate. And this is like a quarter of the thickness of that. I mean, you practically need a microscope to see the marshmallow on here, and it's more like a vanilla frosting. Yeah, I mean, it adds nothing to the flavor profile. So it's hard to judge at first because it's initially very disappointing. I want a marshmallow flavor to be in here, and it's just not. This is graham cracker and chocolate. So I don't know. I wouldn't get these again. And even as like a chocolate covered graham cracker, yeah. Sorry, Girl Scouts, 4 out of 10. And real quick, just so I can get these out of my house, they make Girl Scout ice creams and Girl Scout cereals. I happened to be in Target and just like on an impulse buy, I knew we were doing this episode and I saw Girl Scout Thin Mints cereal.
Yeah, that's really good. I like it.
Oh, you have had it before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so, and it's odd. It tastes exactly like Thin Mints, except, that flavoring added to a whole grain corn cereal, but the exact flavor just on corn grain. So on that merit alone, this gets a really high score because I love when things are supposed to taste like something, and they do. It's just like, like Dorito. Like, I wish this Dorito flavor was on the potato chip, but then it doesn't taste anything like a Dorito. Or there was like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal, and the cereal tasted nothing like Reese's Peanut Butter. It was the most disappointing thing ever, right?
Yep. No, they nailed it. It's like eating Girl Scout cookies for breakfast. I love it.
Yeah, man. You get it's 120 calories a serving, 3 grams of fat, 9 grams of sugar. So I mean, it's not any worse than your regular type sugar cereals. It's it's good stuff. I highly recommend this, especially if you like Thin Mints. You'll be blown away by how it even has like that weird aftertaste that Thin Mints have. It's crazy.
You don't have to wait for somebody to come to your door with it either. You can just go buy it.
Do you think a Samoa cereal would taste good?
That's what I kind of wondered why they just went with Thin Mints. I guess it's most popular or most easiest to replicate with the cereal flavor. But I was hoping they'd make a bunch more flavors to go along with the line of cookies.
Like other than Samoa's, what flavor cereal would you suggest?
The lemonade.
The lemonades with milk. Could be good. Lemonade. We're Snackmasters Inc. You can find all of our current and old episodes at snackmastersinc.com. That's INC, not INK. We're on Instagram. Check out our Instagram, instagram.com/snackmastersinc, where we have food reviews, photos of these episodes, videos, tons of stuff. It's a natural extension of the show. Definitely go check that out. We're on Twitter at snackmastersinc, and we're on iTunes, Google Play, everywhere podcasts are heard around the world. Hey, MSG, before we go, I got a question for you. You got kids, and when you had kids, did you put those little child safety locks on your cabinets and doors and all that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, some of them are still on there.
Oh wow, you're that lazy?
Yeah.
Or they still work? You're still keeping your son out of the pantry?
No, I'm lazy.
Well, with my first son, which we did keep up to after he was. I guess, we had our next one 2 years later, so it wasn't like it was time to take them down anyway. But we even kept like the door handle ones on that he couldn't reach yet. But he never figured out the latch ones that you put underneath the sink and everything. But my other son, he's like a mechanical mastermind. He immediately figured out how those things work. And then he opens it and just like mocks you and laughs at you. Were they useful for your kids?
No, I remember my daughter, she would recognize the barriers, but my son, I mean, if you pulled hard enough, you could just, yank that latch off, and he would use just brute strength to get whatever was behind there, and he'd just pull it open. So,
hello?
You there?
Wow, so he could just rip it off the hinges.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and he just there was no stopping him.
What I noticed with the door locks is they don't necessarily keep kids out, the door handle things, but they keep like relatives out. And I know, like when my mother-in-law comes over, she can't get into the bathroom. I had to help her out with that one. The Snackmaster Jr., he just dismantled the one on the door to his bedroom eventually, and just walked out. They're not the hardest things to like reverse engineer, I think, if you're a child.
No, they just buy you enough time to get there while the kid's fiddling with it, I think.
Yeah, they're like the child locks they put on lighters. They're just kind of annoying if your hand is slippery, but other than that, not that hard to figure out. You're not really tricking anybody.
No.
Got anything else, man?
No, I'm good. I'm set. Shout out Girl Scouts, man. One of our listeners is a Girl Scout leader, and she's like super into it.
Oh wow,
somebody I work with. So,
do you know the troop number?
No, I wish I did, man. But she's all about it. She goes to their camp every year and everything. Like she's really down with them.
Well, go open up your wallet and buy some Girl Scout cookies from her, you cheap B-word. Hey, Snackmaster Jr. Girl Scout us out of here! Snackmaster Jr. Pinewood Derby us away! All right, buddy, we're Scouty here.
I don't like that one because I hide that one.
Hide that one?
Hide that one.
Okay, I'll hide the Samoa in my mouth and I'll eat it because I like these. What did you think of the Thin Mint, the peanut butter sandwich, the lemonade, and the s'mores? Which one of those was your favorite?
The s'mores.
The s'mores one?
That's chocolate.
What was your next favorite?
This one and this one and this one.
Oh, so you like them in order? S'mores, peanut butter sandwich, then lemonade, and then the Thin Mint. Wow, interesting. That's an interesting order. Those are called Girl Scout cookies.
Dodgy. Aliens don't eat really cookies. They eat cat food.
Aliens eat cat food?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Do you eat cat food?
No.
All right, smart kid.
Can I have a big cookie now?
Is that tear gas?
No, it's cat food! It's cat food! I just distract them! Oh, that's a pity, because this, this is a nice cat food, But of course, it's not your house, eh? So we'll just have to go and give it to someone else. We need you to sign there, okay? There it is. Now you can take that. Okay, all right. Thomas, wait. Take it easy, my friend.
The creatures became incredibly obsessed with cat food. There's something about that. It was like catnip for cats, only a lot more intense.
Snackmasters Incorporated. Snackmasters. Snackmasters. You'll be snacking with the Snackmasters. Snackmasters.